the glitz and glamour of any Hollywood premiere. The posing.
Guys, up here.
The paparazzi. The flashy mingling of celebrity and wealth. Even a performance by hip-hop hitmaker Kanye West. But the stars weren't out for a movie or award show. They came to see this man, the real star of the evening, 45-year-old Japanese pop art phenomenon, Takashi Murakami. And they came to see his work, a museum of contemporary art retrospective called Copyright Murakami. Almost 100 of his paintings and sculptures, and hundreds more of his consumer products, from smiley face pillows to his trademark Louis Vuitton bags, all on display at the Geffen Contemporary in downtown Los Angeles. So, what do you think when you see it all together like this?
Yes, I'm so happy. And
he studied and trained in the classical traditions of Japanese fine art, then blazed a trail all his own, developing a bold, colorful, unique aesthetic he calls super flat that mixes and clashes classical forms with pop culture innovations like Japanese anime. Do you want people to laugh or think, or what do you want?
Maybe think.
Takashi is the most famous artist to have emerged from Japan in the late 20th century. He has no equal.
Paul Schimmel is curator of the exhibit.
Conflict, fusion, marriage, and confrontation are all, in a sense, the extremes that bring his work together.
He talks about the basic things that are very human. He talks about sex, he talks about religion, he talks about politics.
L.A. art collector Ruth Bloom lent her Murakami entitled The Castle of Tintin to the exhibit. She says his work is deceptive in its simplicity.
It's conflating the high and the low culture in our world, the low culture being what appeals to kids on TV on the Saturday morning television, and then the high culture which appeals to, you know, people who are educated and want to know about art and so on.
There's the giant caricature, Mr. Pointy. The playful mushroom, the mushroom cloud. His iconic figure smiling or bearing fangs, and his newest piece.
This is the most complex and recent sculpture that Murakami has made, Oval Buddha, almost 5 years in the making. It is a platinum-leafed deity, which is actually his self-image.
Jeremy Strick is director of LA's Museum of Contemporary Art.
It took a little while for people to get Takashi Murakami. When his work first came out, people thought, you know, what is this? What's it about? What is he doing? But I think at this point, he's truly become an international phenomenon.
How do you think that the height?
Perfect.
One of the hottest contemporary artists on the planet. He's branched out into animation with a new film that premiered at the exhibit. He collaborates with Louis Vuitton designer Marc Jacobs on a much in-demand line of purses and bags.
When an artist creates a world that's so sort of tight and focused, it's very compelling.
Good morning. He just made a video and album cover art for Kanye West's new CD, Graduation.
Man, I'm quite impressed. His work was very edgy and, daring and colorful.
High art, low art, commerce, kitsch, prompting comparisons to a popular American artist. Do you see Andy Warhol as perhaps inspiration?
Yeah, very much. Warhol is my favorite artist.
And this is?
A collection of over 500 collectibles.
Murakami embraces the culture of the marketplace, picking up where Warhol left off.
He has always made merchandise that's accessible to the widest public, although it is not nearly as profitable as the big paintings and sculpture. It is for Murakami who he is and how he reaches his audience.
He doesn't just blur the line between art and commerce. For Murakami, there is no line. A philosophy he expresses unabashedly with this gallery, a Louis Vuitton boutique selling his colorful lines of merchandise. It's not just some gift store you wander through at the end of the exhibit. It's a central part of the exhibit, integral to his voice and vision. His fusion of commerce and art, I mean, for him, it seems there is no difference.
No, and I think that's why it's successful. I think when you're a creative person and you trust your instincts, you do what you do. You let it go, and people are the judge of what works and what doesn't.
Across the Pacific, his unique artistic vision has been a harder sell.
Some people, maybe in art world here in Japan, they think that he's a little bit too commercial.
Fumio Nanjo is director of the Mori Contemporary Art Museum in Tokyo. He's also a big fan of Murakami's work.
In Japan, art is something spiritual, but he showed that it is a job and it is an industry. It is a creative industry. So I think what he did is very important for Japanese art world.
So you are more popular in the U.S. than you are here in Japan?
I think so.
We caught up with Murakami at his studio outside Tokyo a couple of weeks before his exhibit opening in Los Angeles. He calls his studio a factory. 30 painters and an office staff of 25 help him meet the growing demand for all things Murakami. He has another studio factory in New York. So this is a big operation.
Yeah. But that is a stress.
That is the stress. The stress of straddling two cultures. He had a Shinto priest bless his Los Angeles exhibit space. The stress of channeling all his disparate parts, the classic, the pop, the business, the art, into his singular vision. It's painful sometimes. This piece, Tantanbo Puking, is a self-portrait and a popular draw for museum visitors. What do you want them to walk away thinking?
No, like, oh, big painting.
Murakami says fame and popularity can be fleeting, but curator Schimmel thinks he has staying power.
I expect, given the radical nature of Murakami's vision, that he will be controversial and both loved and reviled for centuries to come.
But right now, Takashi Murakami is happy to ride this wave wherever it takes him.